In this video, we are going to perform multiplication and division on rational expressions. So first is we're going to deal with multiplication or multiplying rational expressions. So here, okay, so if we have a certain rational expression, let's say P over Q, and we multiply that to another rational expression R over S, that is simply the product of the numerator over the product of the denominator, where Q, R, and S is not equal to 0. Now, there are some steps in multiplying rational expression. So number one is we write each numerator in and denominator in factor form. So then we divide out any numerator factor with any matching denominator factor, and then we multiply the numerators and also the denominators, and then simplify if possible. So say for example, okay, say we have a to the fifth over 10 multiplied by 5 over a cube. So here, as you can see, by means of cancellation, okay, so you can cancel this 5 here, make this 1, this will become 2, okay, because both of these numbers are divisible by 5. And also, when dealing with a rational expression, okay, if you have a raised to 5 and then a raised to 3, we simply apply the law of exponent, wherein we need to subtract the exponents of this expression. So here we simply cancel a cube, then we'll make this 2, since a to the fifth divided by a cube is a squared. So our final answer would be multiplying the remaining terms, that gives us a squared over 2. Okay, so another example, okay, so if we have 30b squared over 6c multiplied by 4c squared over 15b to the fourth. Okay, so we simply apply the laws of cancellation. Okay, here we cancel this because both are divisible by 15, so this will become 1, this will become 2. For this 4 and 6, this will become 2, divisible by 2, this will become 3. Okay, so how about for the variables? Okay, so we have here b to the b squared and b to the 4, so simply cancel b squared. Okay, and then for exponent 4 will become 2. Okay, for c, let's cancel c, this will become 1. Okay, so multiplying the remaining terms, that gives us 2 times 2 times c, so that is 4c over 3 times b squared, so that gives us 3b squared. So this will be our final answer. Okay, so another example is that if we have c, for example c, so if we have 3d over 3f minus 12 multiplied by 4f minus 16 all over 12d squared. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we apply again cancellation. So we have here d and d squared, so cancel d. This will become 1. Then 3 will become 1, this will become 4. Okay, so looking at the numerator and the denominator, okay, I can factor this one out. So common factor here is 4. So that gives me 4f minus 4. And this one is common factor is 3. So 3, that gives me f minus 4. Then, as you can see, I have here still common terms, and that is f minus 4. Cancel with this one, and also 4 will be cancelled. So we have the remaining terms multiplied. That is 1 here. Then here is again 1. Okay, all over. We have here 3 and d. So 3 and d. So the answer is 1 over 3d. Okay, so that's how we're going to multiply rational expressions. Okay, so now okay, so third part. So you try this one. Okay, so letter A, about 7 over x to the 4th times x to the 5th over 21. Then for letter B, you have a plus 4 over a squared plus 7a plus 10 multiplied by a squared plus 6a plus 5 all over a squared plus 5a plus 4. So you can pause this video and have an attempt to solve these questions. So now we're going to solve some problems or questions regarding the multiplication of rational expressions. Okay, so we have some series of questions here. So for letter A, okay, so we multiply each. Okay, so for letter A, we have let's start with an easy one, about 8c squared over 15 multiplied by 21 over c squared. So in this case, we're going to apply what we have learned about multiplication of rational expressions. So as you can see, you have here c squared here in the numerator and also c squared, so this will cancel out. Okay, and then 21 and 15 are both divisible by 3, so this will become 7, this will become 5. Okay, so okay, that's it. So your final answer is 8 times 7, that is 56 over 5. Okay, so for letter B, another example. So look for some difficult questions. Okay, so we have here 4a squared minus 1 over 4a squared plus 4a plus 1 multiplied by 2a plus 1 over 1 minus 2a. Okay, so we're going to solve for this given. Okay, so we're going to multiply this rational expression. So first, I'm going to look for the numerator here. So as you can see, I can still factor this out using dots. Okay, so rewriting. Okay, so rewriting, that gives me 2a plus 1, 2a minus 1 all over. Okay, also the denominator can be factored, so what is the factor of 4a squared plus 4a plus 1? So I'm looking for factors of 4 and 1. That gives me the sum of 4a. So that is 2 and 2. So I could simply... Okay, so let's try the long method. So 1 and 4. This is 1 and 1. Okay, so going to add this. Okay, so 1, this is 5. So, okay, not applicable. So how about let's try 2 and 2. How about 2 and 2? Okay, so 2 and 2. So if I multiply here, this gives us 2. Here, this gives me 2. So that gives me 4. So that's it. So I'm going to just put an a here. Then plus 1. Okay, so the factor of this trinomial or general trinomial is, okay, you have here 2a plus 1 squared, since I have here both 2a plus 1. Okay, multiplied by, just copy the numerator and then the denominator. So as I can see, I can cancel this out. Okay, you can cancel this one and also this one. Okay, but aside from that, okay, still have here 2a plus 1, so I can still cancel this one. Okay, so I have here 2a minus 1 and 1 minus 2a, so this gives me an idea that this is a negatives of each other. So the answer is negative 1. Okay, so another example. How about if we have v squared minus cv all over 2b squared plus 11b plus 5 multiplied by 2b squared plus 7b plus 3 over b squared minus 36. Okay, so again, by applying what we have learned in factoring, so we can proceed with this one. So we can factor this one out. So factor out b, that gives me v minus 6 all over, okay, what is the factor of this general trinomial? So again, I'm going to look for the factors of 2, let's say 1 and 2. Then here, that gives me the sum of 11. So here, let's say 5 and 1. So if I'm going to cross multiply this gives me 1, this gives me 10. When I add this one, okay, 11. So the factors are, I'm going to just add a here, b. Okay, so we use the same variable, then add. Okay, so the factors of this trinomial are, you have b plus 5 multiplied by 2b plus 1. Okay, again, so multiplied by the other rational expression. So here, okay, I'm going to get the factor of 2 and 3, that will give me 7. Okay, so here, so let's say 1 and 2. Okay, 3 and 1. So if I'm going to multiply, this gives me 6, 1, okay, this gives me 1, so 7. Okay, so the factor of this trinomial is, that is b plus 3 quantity 2b plus 1. Okay, all over. Okay, so this is a dots expression, so automatic, this will become b plus 6 v minus 6. So I can now cancel. Okay, so I can cancel 2b plus 1 here, cancel, also v minus 6, and okay, so I guess that's it. So the answer is b quantity b plus 3 all over b plus 5 quantity b plus 6. Okay, so that's it. I hope you learned something new.